Alright, welcome back. This is Central Florida Prepper. As you know, I am working on a new video editing program, so I'm still learning the ins and outs to it. I've decided to try another video today. Still learning how to do the layovers and the speakovers over videos and photos. Not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed. But today, I want to work on talking about terrorist activities here in the United States. It's been happening for years. They don't get much media coverage, but it does. Now, what type of terrorist group? There's plenty. I mean, just the other day they had a terrorist training camp that they just raided and busted there in Alabama, I believe it was, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like somewhere around there. So a couple years back is when I first heard about this, and it actually got me thinking about a lot of things. We, as preppers, always worry about EMPs and coronal mass ejections. I know I do. I really think that will happen here, especially with everything that's going on currently. But a danger here that is kind of overlooked is our substations for our power. Okay, you can drive around and you can spot substations, and there's a little flimsy chain link fence between whoever's standing on the gravel driveway there and all the components in a substation, all the transformers. I don't know the ins and outs of a substation, so I'm not even about to start naming parts because I'd be completely wrong. Now, there were attacks on these substations, and I've done a lot of research and watched a lot of videos and read a lot of reports that you can take out a substation with rifles. Okay? Substations like here, I drive by them all the time. Okay, and there's not a security guard. There is not a camera. You can pull right up to the chain link fence, which is maybe 20 feet to 30 feet away from the first transformer. So whoever wants to cause damage to our power infrastructure doesn't even have to be a good shot. So this video here, I took some reports that I pulled out, kind of put them all together, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully it kind of gets you thinking on a lot of things. I wanted to do this video because I was actually live yesterday on DLive, and I was actually playing one of the last video I just put out on my DLive account, and our power got knocked out. Now, I don't have our internet tied into our solar system. We run our solar for our fans and our lighting in the house. Saves us on our power bill. So I didn't even worry about the internet modem and stuff like that for storms. Well, we had apparently a tree fell somewhere. I heard the pop. It was actually out in that direction, but they said that the tree fell in that direction. But either way, tree fell, took out a line. They said the transformer was damaged. I don't know, or transmission. I don't really know. I don't play with electricity. It hurts. But we were out of power for almost 8 hours, and we were fine. Of course, you see everyone start walking. You know, it's funny, when the power goes out, people get mobile. I guess it gets too freaking hot in their houses, so they start walking around up and down the streets. And our community group close by are, we're all preppers, and the conversation did come up a couple times about blacking out our housing, our windows and stuff, because when we turn on our lights, it's pretty much a beacon. Okay, Uh, because I knew it was not going to be that big of a deal right now, I wasn't really. I knew that the power outage wouldn't be out for long. I wasn't really worried about it. And the wife and I have had this discussion about blacking out our windows. But for like right now, if we did it right now, looks like a bunch of tweakers live in the house if you start putting up aluminum foil up in a window and stuff like that. So we didn't want to do that. Now, our place is small, so we actually moved our main bedroom from the back room to the front, so we have more room to move around in. And when cars go by the street, we get, woke up every night. So I've actually just took dark cloth and attached to the inside the windows. We have blinds and stuff, making it look nice on the inside of the house. And on the outside of the house, it just looks like the windows are dark. It doesn't look like there's aluminum foil and stuff like that in it. So, just an idea, because obviously in your bad location where you don't have a group protection scenario, you obviously don't want to have the only street on the block with power. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to attach the presented video that I put together for you, and hopefully enjoy it. Now remember, tomorrow I'll be doing the drawing for the winner of either 1 ounce of silver or the Sawyer mini filter. So you got a few hours, because at midnight tonight I'm cutting it off. Tomorrow morning I'll be doing my drawings and come on later and do the announcement of who won. So you still got some time to get into the drawing there. Make sure you go to the video, follow the instructions, and we'll start this presentation right here.
And an update on a story we brought you yesterday. A top former energy official claims an attack on an American power grid was terrorism. One or more snipers opened fire in April, knocking out 17 transformers that send power to California's Silicon Valley. Officials moved the flow of electricity to another site to stop a blackout, but the man who chaired the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission at the time tells CBS News it could be an omen for a future attack.
The FBI continues to classify the attack as an act of vandalism. But in February 2014, John Wellinghoff, the former chairman of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, went public with his concerns over the incident, telling the Wall Street Journal that the attack was the most significant incident of domestic terrorism involving the grid that has ever occurred.
Wellinghoff saw this as his practice run for a larger operation so that you could come back in a crisis or a war and attack a lot more substations and do it successfully. I think the operation was successful because they demonstrated that they could gain access to this, that they could quickly make an attack on these things, that they were able to elude the police.
I absolutely believe San Jose could have been a dry run. And I think it was an effective mission. So sometimes when people use that term dry run, they think, well, it was almost a half effort. No, I think it was a full effort by a terrorist organization to see what our response would be to a direct attack on one of our transformer substations.
U.S. FERC, Wellinghoff himself, I believe, brought in the guys who trained U.S. Navy SEALs. They concluded that this was a professional job, that it was up to the standards that the U.S. Navy SEALs would use, and it's how they would attack.
These are not hard targets. These are very, very soft targets.
This man, who we'll call Mark, is a U.S. intelligence officer and former Navy SEAL. He is not permitted to reveal his identity on camera, but agreed to be interviewed because he feels Americans need to understand this threat to the nation.
These are generally in remote areas that have just a fence around them, maybe a camera system. You see them all the time. You drive past them every day. They're not hard at all to actually take down.
San Jose substation, by the way, services the Silicon Valley. You could have had cascading failures that would have blacked out perhaps the whole west coast of the United States.
I would think that a lot of people could probably take down Manhattan when it comes to power grids. You're just asking 15 small handful of people to take down a power grid. It's just not that hard.
Do you know how vulnerable we are as Americans? When you think about that? When the Japanese attacked us in 1941, they had to use 6 carriers and 300 strike planes. When the terrorists hit us on 9/11, 4 planes. Now we can talk about just a couple hundred bullets.
Okay, so we had another Florida rainstorm. Knocked out the power a couple hours ago. Just saw the power trucks drive by. They looked like they were lost. So, getting hot, and we gotta cook dinner. So, fired up the inverter for the solar panels. I just went and grabbed my little 400 water. And currently we are drawing 12.6. This way we can cook and have some lighting and run our fan. So, a lot of fun. I know it's daylight. We don't need the light on right now, but hey, it's free power, why not?